program, nothing overwhelming, just easy to learn. Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to edit and color grade in CapCut, which is absolutely free, this sequence. CapCut is super easy software. It is available on smartphone. I'm gonna be using desktop version. Let's cover basics and more advanced editing, transitions, color grading, editing to music, and sound effects. Okay, let's open up CapCut. I'm going to create a new project and import all clips. Then I can drag them all onto a timeline and move them around to organize them in the order which I might think would work for this sequence. There is a little problem. All those clips carry a sound. Sometimes I was talking, sometimes you could hear other people around me talking, and I don't want that. I need to silence all clips on this track because I only want cinematic music to play, which I will add shortly. On the left are controls of this track. I'm going to select this one, which says Mute Clip Audio. One click and all those clips are muted. Now I'm going to add music, which I picked earlier, and also import it. Please note that CapCut has music in the library available, but it is licensed to TikTok, not to YouTube. So if you want to use music, you need to use other sources. I use Epidemic Sound, link is below. One very cool thing about CapCut is that they have this very helpful AI feature called Autobeat. So you don't have to listen to it and try to find the beat yourself. Let me show you. I'm going to select the music and go here to the left top icons. This is Autobeat. Here you can select if you want beat 1 or beat 2. Beat 1 is going to show you less beats, and beat 2 is going to show you more beats. I prefer beat 2. Let's hit that. Now you see these yellow dots on the music track. When you play the music, you can see the beats on those yellow dots. What I love the most is that you can just go to any area of the clip and it nicely snaps to the yellow dot. Then you can make a cut. How do you make a cut? There are a few ways of doing it. You can move to the point where you want to make a cut and then hit this icon. You can also use delete left or delete right icon. When you click, for example, delete right, the right side you don't want will be gone. You can also drag the side of the clip, which I like to do, or you can also use shortcut Ctrl+B on your keyboard. I already went ahead and I cut the clips to the music. You don't want to always cut on the same beat. You can change it a bit so it's not repetitive. If you need to move clips around, you just drag the clip to a different place. This plus and minus button will zoom in onto the timeline or zoom out. Let's add some transitions. The music starts very softly, building up, so how do we start the sequence? From black frame, revealing the sequence, but it has to be very slow. I'm going to go to the clip control panel on the right. Here you can do all kinds of stuff with your clip. Add stabilization, resize, and all that. I'm going to go to animation. I'm going to select fade in animation. Once you click that, it will be automatically added. And as you can see, it is quite short now, and I need it longer. There is a control right here where you can increase the animation. Click arrow or slide to select the length you need. Now it's much longer, it looks way better. Transitions are on the right side. I want to add some slide movement to the transition. I'm going to go to movement, and here I see slide to the right, slide to the left. As the second clip has pan movement to the right, I'm going to select slide to the right. If I select slide to the left, it's not going to look right. As this is slow-paced music, I want to make the transition longer. I can drag the sides to make it longer or shorter. I can also control the length here with the slider. Let me quickly show you another transition, which I will add. It's slide down, which is located in the same movement section. Here again, I'm going to increase the length of the transitions to fit to the whole music. There are absolutely no rules here. When you edit, do what you want. Listen to the music and try to experiment. Try different tools and see what they are doing. Play with it, experiment, be curious. This is how you learn how to edit videos, and this is how I learn all the time. To use all kinds of stuff. Here and there I break a few things, but oh well, that's life. Okay, we have basic cut, we have some transitions there, we need to add sound effects, but I like to do that at the end because I love how it just pulls it all together and suddenly the whole thing is complete. It's this satisfaction effect. Let's color grade those clips. How? This is the clip I want to color grade. I'm going to go to video section and here at the top, select adjustment. There are 3 sections here. Basic section, where you can adjust things like brightness and contrast. Next one is HSL panel. This is where you can tweak individual colors. Last one is curves, where you can adjust brightness and contrast. Let's start with the basic. I'm going to make the clip a bit warmer. The clip is a bit too purple to me, so I'm going to tone it down and bring it to green tones. And I'm going to bring down the highlights a bit. That's it, nothing too drastic. Now I'm going to go to HSL panel and tweak individual colors. It is a bit too red. I would like to see the rocks having a bit more natural color. So I'm going to make it a bit more golden. I'm also going to bring down the saturation a bit. I find it a little bit too colorful. Next is orange. I'm going to make it a bit more golden, so bring it more to the yellows and brighten it up. And now I'm going to continue with all colors until I get something like this. This part really depends on your taste, what colors you like. Again, no rules here. Now that I'm done, if I really like the look and I want to use it in the future, I can save it as a preset. I'm going to name it Sunrise Beach Look. If all your clips look similar, you don't have to do this color grading process with every single clip. You just can hit apply to all. I'm going to select the next clip and show you how to use the curves panel. I'm going to add 2 dots and bring the shadows down. I'm going to drag the highlights up, and there I just created a bigger contrast on the clip. I can also drag the blacks and make them darker or lighter. The same goes with whites at the top. Some of you might ask, how do I import LUTs I purchased, which are now saved on my computer? It is quite easy. On the left side, where you see media, go to adjustments. First of all, here under presets, you can see the color presets which I saved before. And below is section LUT. This is where you can import LUTs, which you have saved on your computer. I already imported mine, here they are. Those are LUTs I designed. I'll link them below for those interested. All you have to do now is choose the LUT you like, drag it onto timeline on the clip. There will be new adjustment layer, which is the LUT. You can adjust the effect of the LUT. You can tone it down or leave it at the full strength. If you want to tweak it further, you can go ahead with all the tools in the color panel. You can also drag it over all clips if you want the same look for all, or you can select different LUTs for different clips, and that is what I did. This is how my timeline looks like now. As you see, I have different looks on some clips. There are 2 things left to do, adding cinematic bars and sound effects. How do we add cinematic bars? Select the first clip, go to Video Panel, click Basic. Here you will see Mask tab. Hit that and then select Foam Strip. Drag them to make the size you want. Once you are done, you need to do the same with all the clips. I already did that for all the clips. You can see that the black bars are all over. What is left to do? Sound effects and ambient sounds. Again, I got them off Epidemic Sound, imported them, they are all here. Ambient sounds are sounds of the water, of the lake, of the woods, town, city. Those sounds will pull you into the location. So I'm going to add lake sound to the first clip, but bring the volume down a bit so it's not too strong. You want the sound there, but realistic, not too loud. Always edit with your headset on so you really hear it well. I have it set to -15 decibels. There are some transitions which also need sound effects. And the same thing, I'm going to drag it below the clip and adjust the volume so you can hear it, but it's not overpowering. Very last step is to hit export. I always go with 4K resolution and higher bitrate to get the best quality. I'm going to play the final result. In this video, you learned how to do basic edit, how to add transitions, how to edit to the music, how to add sound effects, cinematic bars, how to color grade, import LUTs. Good stuff. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, let me know in the comment section below if you want me to create more videos like these, maybe editing with more advanced tools. And don't forget to check out one of those videos next. Ciao, ahoj.